They claimed the other day that Hunter Biden had nothing to do with this. These are groundless charges. Your reaction to that?
Well, when you look at the Bidens and the Biden family, when somebody with actually not a job, who just was taken out of the Navy, I mean thrown out of the Navy, had nothing, all of a sudden the father becomes vice president, he's making millions of dollars, the son is making millions and millions of dollars. And we're not only talking about Ukraine, we're talking about from China, and they think there are other countries too that will be found out as we go along. And there are those that are saying that's extremely dishonest, that's corruption. And it is corruption.
You heard what they said. They said you weren't interested until Biden was rising in the polls.
Well, it looks to me like he might not even make it, and he was one of how many, 25 or 26 people? And it's so ridiculous to think that. And you have to understand, when I made that call, there might have been 25 people on the call. You know, I know that there are many people on all of those calls. When you're talking to a world leader, they even have a print eye on the call. They have a lot of people on the call. So can you imagine, I wouldn't do it anyway, but can you imagine with all of these people, Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, was on, with all of these people on the call, I'm going to say something that's inappropriate. That call was perfect. I mean, people have, when they read the transcript, they say that call was perfect.
Before I get back to the pro-life, this major event, history-making moment, the ABC News is reporting a recording of Lev Parnas, another Rudy Giuliani affiliate, and you purportedly at the Trump Hotel from April of 2018, where you are quoted as saying of Marie Yovanovitch, the Ukrainian ambassador, get rid of her, take her out, okay, do it. Were you relying on Lev Parnas to get rid of your ambassador?
No, but I have a lot of people, and you know, he's somebody that I guess, based on pictures that I see, he goes to fundraisers, but I am not a fan of that ambassador, just so you understand. From what I understand, and I heard this a long time ago, she wouldn't put my picture up. She was an Obama appointee, I believe, and she wouldn't put my picture up.
But were you telling Parnas to get rid of her? I mean, you have a State Department.
Well, I wouldn't have been saying that. I probably would have said if it was Rudy there or somebody, but I make no bones about it. I want to have ambassadors. I have every right. I want ambassadors that are chosen by me. I have a right to hire and fire ambassadors, and that's a very important thing. But even if you look at the conversation I had with the president, he didn't like her, because in there, he didn't like her. So I don't know. I didn't hear this, but if they had it, I will tell you right now, I feel strongly that this is somebody that shouldn't be with us. She wasn't popular even in the country, and the new president who ran on a corruption.
But Parnas might have been at a table you were at or at a function. We don't know.
Sure. But you have to understand, I see thousands of people. I just left Florida, where I was shaking hands, taking pictures with hundreds and hundreds of people in one night.
What would be your advice to your defense team? Look, you're a man of TV. After Ronald Reagan, or with Ronald Reagan, probably the man who knows TV better than anybody. What do you want to see from your defense team? What would be your advice to them?
So I watched all the lies, and I watched all of the misstatements. It's a fraud. I watched Schiff prior to this. He wouldn't say it now, can't. But he tried to make up a statement that I made. That's why I released the transcript. They were making up a lot of statements that were just false. I watched him say that there were 8 quid pro quos. There were none. I watched him. This is why I had to release this. I mean, we got approval from Ukraine, and I released it. I don't want to do it. Many people heard the conversation that were on the line, but I don't want to do this. But we got approval from Ukraine. I watched him say, you know, the mob, he made like a mob kind of, don't call me, I'll call you. That's like a mob. That's from The Godfather or someplace. So I watched all of this, Raymond, and I said, this is terrible. We have to release it. It was a total lie. It was a fabrication. It was a made-up statement. What my people have to do is just be honest, just tell the truth. They've been testifying, the Democrats, they've been telling so many lies, so many fabrications, so much exaggeration. And this is not impeachable. In fact, I don't even know how to determine this, but they say it's not a crime. Everybody says that. The other side says it. It's not a crime. They say, but it doesn't have to be a crime. Well, maybe it doesn't have to be a crime, but can you imagine being impeached and you didn't commit a crime? So there's no crime. This is a political, horrible witch hunt, and they're doing it to try and win an election.